Okay, so I know that we have all had a lot of people join our teams recently. That's been super, super exciting with all the incentives that corporate had last month, and then obviously with everyone having a chance to earn an iPad this month, and hopefully you guys are all working towards that. That's so exciting. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit whether you are new with your Plexus business, or maybe you've had new people join your team and you're a little overwhelmed with how to train them and what they need to get started. I feel like that's something that we always keep coming back to. And there's so many different ways to train. We have so many different tools that we have available to train people, and that sometimes it can get overwhelming because there's so many options of ways to learn that they don't know what to do. There's videos to watch, there's things in the back office, there's our welcome pack, there's the team pages. There's so many different places where there's training, and they get a little bit overwhelmed with what they need to do first. I was listening to a podcast earlier. This was the end of last week, and he was talking about that specifically. And he was saying that it's kind of like if maybe you're going to go on a trip somewhere and you know where you want to go, but there's all these different directions how to get there, and you're trying to figure out the best one. So he was talking about, again, with new people getting started, the best way to go about that. So he said, when you have people who join your team, or maybe you're new yourself, if you're asking the question, where do I get started, then you're actually asking the wrong question. What we need to focus on, instead of what we need to do to get started, is where do we want to end up? What do we want our goals to be? Do they just have a health goal that they're trying to meet? Do they have an initial business goal they're trying to meet? Maybe they say, I want to go all the way. Maybe they don't even know what the options are. I like to show people the income disclosure where it has the breakdown. There's the annual one and the monthly one. I like the monthly one better just because people's bills come every month, and that's just how we live life normally. So I like to show them the monthly breakdown and say, okay, this is the income potential that's possible with Plexus. Which is the first one that you want to strive for? What do you want to work towards? Some people don't even know that that's even an option, what the income level is. I think sometimes we try to make things seem small because we don't want to overwhelm people or overpromise, but by doing that, we're holding them back by not letting them see all the potential that they could have with this business. So make sure they know that they could have that six-figure income. They could go to Hawaii. They could earn the Lexus. But what is it that they want? Ask them that. What is it you're looking for? Is it certain bills every month that you need to get paid? Is it a mortgage? Is it somebody's income that you're trying to replace? Is it private school tuition for one of your kiddos? How much is that? Figure out what it is that each specific person on your team, what their end goal is, what that looks like for them, what they want to accomplish out of that. And you could even do like, what's your initial goal, and then what's your end goal? Because obviously they're not going to go enroll the first month, but you need to know what they're shooting for, what they're working towards, what they want to accomplish, and then work backwards. Say, okay, if your goal is Emerald, or if Ruby is the first big thing you're working towards, then you want to make sure you have them set a timeline for their goal. I kind of think of it like if you have plans sometime to go to the grocery store, sometime in your day I've got to go to the grocery store, but then you get folding laundry or washing dishes or such into a TV show or whatever it is, and then at the end of the day you're like, oh my word, I never went to the grocery store because you didn't have a time. At this time I want to go, or this is the plan to do this. And it's kind of like that with our businesses too. We need to make sure that we set goals. Goal setting is a huge, huge deal. We need to make sure that we set personal goals, that we have our teammates set goals, that we know what those goals are so we can help hold them accountable. But they also have to have some kind of timeline attached to that goal. It can't just be sometime in the future, I want this to happen, hopefully I'll get there. They need to have some kind of timeline established for when they want to meet that goal. I want to be Ruby by the end of the year. I want to be senior goal by the end of the year. I want to be gold by convention. I want to be senior gold by convention. Whatever that goal is, talk to them about that. Have them set the goal and then set a date to accomplish it by. And that's going to help you work backwards as well. They say they want to be Ruby by the end of the year. Okay, well, where does your points end for February? Okay, so your points at February ended at 100 points. You had 500 for Ruby. So let's count backwards. You need 400 points between now and the end of the year. So how many points do you need to gain every single month between now and then to get to Ruby, to get to the end of the year? Okay, so if you need 400 points, this is how many you need each month. Then how many people do you need to add to your team each month? How many 1 through 3s need to be added to your team each month to help you meet that goal? And that way they know every single month they have that number that they're shooting for to help them reach their goal. If they don't know where they want to end up and when they want to be there, then they won't know what they need to even do every month to get to that goal. And then check in with them at the beginning of the month. Say, okay, this is the goal that we set for this month. What are your plans to meet that goal? And help them come up with some kind of plan or strategy to help them meet that goal. Halfway through the month, check in with them and say, okay, this was your goal. How are you doing? Are you ahead of schedule? Are you behind schedule? How are things looking for your goal? And then you can kind of adjust at that point and see what they need help with, what's holding them back, what's working for their business so they can do more of that. And then at the end of the month, check in with them again and see, did they hit their goal? Did they miss their goal? What might have they have done better? What did they excel at that helped them reach that goal to make sure that they continue that on to the next month? And help them figure all this out, especially if they're new. And if this is something you have never done for your business, if you've maybe been frustrated and spinning your wheels and not really sure why you're not getting ahead, this could be why. Maybe you don't have very specific goals laid out. Maybe you have a hope or a dream of someday hitting a certain rank, but it's not something that you've kind of said, this is non-negotiable, this is the goal I'm going to hit, and this is the day I want to hit it by. And then work really, really hard to get there. I know when I hit, so my goal was to hit Emerald at my 2-year mark. May of 2016 was my goal to hit Emerald. And I actually ended up hitting Emerald in March of that year. I think a lot of it had to do with this goal setting because I was very specific on my deadline of when I wanted to meet it. I knew my numbers. I knew my team's numbers. I had a big whiteboard with all my leaders on there, all my level 1 leaders, and I had broken this down with them, this points. So every month I knew what they were working towards, where their points were at. And so if you've never done that with your team, it's really eye-opening. You'll see who is working the business really hard, who is someone that you can really invest your time in, who deserves that time because they're working really hard. And maybe you'll see people who aren't doing the work that you thought they were doing. And you can even see maybe, okay, this person's doing really well. What are they doing great in their business that could help other people on my team? And it's really, really eye-opening, again, to do that for people on your team. But if you have never done that for yourself, you can do it by yourself 100%. Or you can contact your upline and say, hey, this is something that I'm working towards. Help me figure out my numbers. Help me figure out what I need to do every month to get to that goal. It's a really, really big deal, and it will make all the difference in your business for working your IPAs because you know every month what you need to do and what your team needs to do to get you to where you need to be. So make sure that you have that deadline, make sure you have your goals set up, and you could even do things like save it as a screensaver on your phone, put it somewhere where you're going to see it all the time. If you've never made a dream board, they are excellent. Put on there all the things that you want to accomplish with your business, things that you are working towards, things you want to accomplish, and then make sure that you hold yourself accountable to get there. Nobody is going to do the work for you. Nobody is going to, it's not like a job where you have a manager who's, holding you to these standards and making sure that your numbers come in. It's basically, it's your responsibility. You might have an upline or an accountability partner who's there to help you and to encourage you along the way. When it comes to the end of the day, it's really how much you want it and how much you're willing to work to make it happen. Even on days that you don't really feel like it, are the days that you have to do it anyway, and you have to work your business and you have to show up and you have to show your team that you're willing to do the hard things too. Hopefully you guys, like I said, are all working for the iPad incentive. I know one girl who she and her husband both got the 6 codes and they've already used them all. They've already both earned the iPads. So it's 100% doable. I had 3 people join like the end of last month, so they don't count towards the iPad, and 1 joined this month. But I have been messaging people like crazy myself, getting people on the phone, sending up one-on-ones with people to talk to them about it. That's a huge deal. And if you think I don't really need an iPad. It's not that big of a deal. Don't think of it in those terms. To me, it's never even about what the prize is, whether or not it's something you necessarily want or not. It's the fact that you've earned that you've shown your team that it's attainable, that they can do it too because you're doing it. It's a huge marketing tool to say, look what my company, gave me, and look what I earned through my company. So I had someone on my team, it was, I think, a year or two ago when they did the Apple Watches, and she had just bought one. She's like, I don't need to earn an Apple Watch. I'm like, no, think of what that does to your team if you're not even working towards this. If you're not excited about it, you have to show them that you're working for it too, that you can accomplish it. And again, it's a huge, huge marketing tool for all your friends and family who are watching. They want to see that you're serious about it, and it's a big deal that the company's even doing this again in the first place. So if it's something that you haven't gotten serious about wanting to earn, then you are going to be missing out on a huge opportunity to grow your business, not just to add 6 people to your team, but again, just for that incentive, that marketing tool, and the motivation and drive that it is going to give the people on your team in the process. There was something else that I wanted to share with you guys, and I cannot remember it. I should have written it down. I thought about it like 3 times already tonight while I'm talking. It was along these lines, and I can't remember it, but I'm probably going to remember it as soon as we hang up. I know this is a little bit shorter call. I want you guys, I kind of have a little bit of an assignment for you guys when we get done, and that's why. But if this goal setting is something that you've never done, or maybe you haven't done it yet this year, and I know the year is flying by, it's ridiculous that we're in March already. But when we get off this call, I want you to take the extra time that we usually spend doing the training and really think about what it is you want to accomplish this month and this year, and write those things down for your business, things on your team that you want to help your team accomplish. Who are some of your runners that you really want to link arms with and help them go all the way? Message them, see what their goals are, see how you can help them. Get those timelines established for people, and then help hold them accountable. So I want you guys, again, when we get off the call, do it for yourself first. Write out your goals, write out your deadlines, figure out what you need to do between now and then to make it happen, to get your business where you want it to be. And then reach out to all your runners, especially your level ones, and do the same with them. Check in with them, see what their goals are, see what their timelines are, and help set up this kind of accountability system with them so you can all work together towards your goals. I'm going to open it up really quick for questions before I let you guys go for our assignment. Next week I think we're going to have a guest speaker. She enrolled like almost 20 level ones herself last month. So she's going to speak and share kind of some tips that she did to help get her there. The monthly yearly breakdown pick. If you just go to, there's some on the team page. If you just go to Google Image, some of them might be old though. I will post the graphic of it in the Fast Start group. I know that all of y'all are at least in that group. So I'll post the graphic to the one that I share in the Fast Start group so you guys can see the one that I send to people with my level ones. And usually I show it to them in person because I try to meet with them in person. If they're not local though, and we do a call, I'll send it to them through Messenger or text, and then get them on a video call and then show them the graphic then. But I will post that in the, what we'll do is when this is done uploading, I'll post the link to this video in the group, and then I'll post the graphic below so you guys can all find that. Sorry, that was a very long answer to a very simple question. Does anybody else have any questions before we go? And if it's something that you're struggling with, message your upline, and if you need help with it, if you don't have an upline that you're comfortable talking to them about this, you can message me or Andrea or Ashley, or we all use funny names for each other, so those are on my mind. Angel, or you can message Angel, and we will help you set up your goals. Allison, I'll message you to answer your questions here in just a second about your friends who want to be customers, and we'll have a chat about what's best for them. Any more questions about goal setting or timelines? Otherwise, I will see you guys all next week.